What is going on, movie lovers, and welcome back to the 500 Podcast. I am Francisco.
And I'm Sir Frazier.
On today's episode, we are doing a top 5 for you. Well, actually more of a top 4 with one honorable mention, giving you guys a little bit of our Mount Rushmore. But with some bangers coming out here in 2026 with Brand New Day, with The Odyssey, with Project Hail Mary. I feel like there's a lot of great movies coming out this year, but we wanted to take a look at some of our favorite directors working today. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give you our top 4 favorite directors with one honorable mention. But Sir Frazier, do you want to start this party off?
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and dive in. So my first honorable mention is going to be Sean Baker. He's made 2 of my favorite movies over the last 10 years, and that's starting with his 2017 The Florida Project. I believe A24 put that out. Was a really moving movie. The ending is just gut-wrenching. Willem Dafoe does a really great job. Really provides like it is a bit of an acting anchor just because of his experience compared to some of the other actors. But this is a really rich story told from the POV of these young kids who are living in just poverty. Mm-hmm. And they're living literally a mile or so from Disneyland. And so you're kind of seeing this really moving juxtaposition of the fantasy that is Disney World alongside just the gut-wrenching, poverty that these children are living under, and just the chaos, mm-hmm. The lack of parenting at times, the borderline child abandonment.
They're kind of like latchkey kids.
Yeah. And so. Big fan of Sean Baker, and of course he did his 2024 Anora. I know, just kind of spending more time online and kind of seeing some of the discourse, this movie seems to be a bit more divisive than I remember. I am a fan of this movie. I thought the lead did a really great job. It felt there's like a really strong class dynamic to this story where we're seeing these oligarchs who are just completely indifferent to the way like that. These Russian oligarchs are basically just completely indifferent to how their actions harm those around them, and just with complete disregard. So it was a really moving movie, sad movie as well. Did you see Anora?
I still haven't seen Anora, because didn't that win Best Picture as well?
I know it was nominated. I can't recall if it won anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're right, because I thought that... let's see. Received 6 nominations.
Yeah, it did. It says winning 5 for Best Director and Best Actress.
Best Actress and Best Original Screenplay, as well as Best Film Editing. And Sean Baker, he often writes his own screenplays. I know he did that with. I'm pretty certain he did that with The Florida Project. But yeah, that's he's my honorable mention.
That's a good start to the list, man. I haven't seen any of his movies, but I've heard about, like you said, The Florida Project, even Tangerine, Anora with all of its acclaim. I still haven't gone around to watching it, obviously, but I definitely need to do that now for sure. Well, with my first honorable mention, we're going with a well-known guy. He is going to come out with his 3rd part to his Dune franchise, and later this year, part of the whole Doomsday that's going to be sweeping the theaters. But with my honorable mention, I'm going with Denis Villeneuve. I haven't seen all of his movies, I haven't seen Arrival and Blade Runner 2049, but I've heard, Prisoners was great. Sicario is fantastic.
Dude, I'm surprised that he is in your honorable mention. I thought he was for sure going to be in your list.
I was dancing between.
You're a big Dune fan. Sicario, I know you fuck with. Wait, you said you haven't seen Arrival?
I haven't seen Arrival.
Holy
I've
shit,
heard.
You got to get on deck, brother.
I've heard really good things about Arrival. Even Blade Runner 2049. Like, the Blade Runner franchise is like, I don't know, kind of looks like it's just kind of not my thing, but I am a Denis fan, so I definitely got to get around to checking it out at some point.
Okay, I'm glad you said that about Blade Runner, so that I didn't have to take all the heat, and I can now feel emboldened to say the same.
Watching
visually, it's beautiful. I love the cinematography.
Yeah,
but I am not invested
I think that there's something with the
I don't know what
story
it
that's
is.
missing where I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it feels just kind of boring. It just feels like it's all like as the saying goes, it's all sizzle, no steak. And so
Yeah.
it's like there's nothing behind the
Yeah.
whole like visual. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I could watch it and then all of a sudden I'm blown away. But it's something like with a Disclosure Day. Like obviously we're doing top 4 of the or not actors, but directors working today. And Spielberg is working, but he's not really putting out as much work as some of these other guys right now. And even with Disclosure Day coming out, or it's already came out, it didn't get the acclaim that a Spielberg movie usually does, and so that's why it kind of turned me off. It's just like in that same realm, like watching the trailers, like a Disclosure Day, a Blade Runner. There's just feels like something's missing with it. But I need to get around watching this since I am a Denis fan. But the work he's done with Prisoner, Sicario, and the Dune franchise, man, blows me away completely. Especially with Dune Part 2, that was one of my favorite movies of 2024 when it came out. And seeing like the trailers for Doom Part 3, I can't be more hyped for the end of the year. So it's going to be a mad dash for that Best Picture award between probably Doom 3, Odyssey, Project Hail Mary. Seen 2 out of the 3 of those so far, and all those, I mean, both of those are bangers. But Denis coming fast, and with Doom Part 3, man, that's just going to solidify just my fandom with him.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what the cutoff date is to be eligible for 2026. Because I don't know when is it. Do you know when the cutoff is for the award nominations, like for the Oscars?
I think it just has to get released in 2026.
Okay.
I think. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think as long as it gets released in that year.
I wasn't sure if they had the entire calendar year, if there was like a cutoff within the before the year ended. But okay.
Well, that's why I think some people like kind of get worried when your movie gets released at the beginning of the year, because I think that's what happened with the Sinners. Yeah, you get forgotten about. But like with Sinners, that got released towards the end towards the beginning of the year, and it was still walked away with a few awards as well. So if your movie's great, it's not going to get forgotten about. But Denis is, I was thinking about him or this other guy, but because since we mentioned like we're going to do an honorable mention, I was like, I'm not gonna take off my one guy just for this, and
fair enough, man.
Can't do it.
All right, well, I'll start us off. So the first name of my top 4. This is not in particular order, but just directors that I'm big fans of right now, and then that's the Ryan Coogler. Man, Fruitvale Station, it really started there. I felt very invested in his style of filmmaking. That movie really landed with me just because of how recent that whole tragedy was at that time. And then he comes back with Creed. He steps it up from there, rebooting this franchise. Really breathing new life into this franchise and giving us, 2 movies. Well, he was a producer of Creed 2.
Yeah, he didn't.
Okay, he didn't actually direct that one.
No.
So but he did give us the reboot. And then next thing you know, we get Black Panther, which was such a cultural moment, and he gives us 2 movies, both of which, like the sequel, does a really commendable job in my eyes, given the tragic loss of Chadwick. They were able to make a really moving movie for me, despite that huge loss. And then, of course, and you talked about it earlier, Sinners. He is on a really great run. He hasn't dropped a movie that I have not enjoyed, and I'm really excited to see what he does next. I know that he's involved in the X-Files reboot. However, I'm not sure if he's going to be is going to be more as a producer or if he's going to be directing, but I'm all for that. I'm really looking forward to that.
Man, well, let me not hold you too much because Ryan Coogler is on my top 4 as well. I mean, like you mentioned, I mean, he doesn't have any misses. He's only done 5 movies so far, so he's got a long career ahead of him. But with Fruitvale Station, Creed, the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Sinners. I mean, besides obviously the Black Panther movies, those are 2 very similar. But when you take in the Black Panther franchise, Creed, Fruitvale, and Sinners, they're all like different types of movies, and he's just knocking out the park with each of those.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote all 5 of those movies as well.
Yeah, he's an auteur, man.
To go with like directing. And like you mentioned with the X-Files reboot, it says here, I mean, who knows how accurate Wikipedia is, but it does say he is a director, executive producer, and developer.
Love that.
So maybe some sort of showrunner-ish. But like if it's not a franchise, but if it's a series, who knows? He could just be doing like the first 2 episodes, first episode. Depending on how many episodes he does, I mean, I'll be tuning in to check it out at least, especially with his name on it.
Mm-hmm.
But he just doesn't have any misses right now. It's going to be interesting to see like when you're just riding this high, especially he's gotten better and better, I feel, with his movies, and Sinners was such a fantastic film. I feel like that could be an all-time film, and we just did our best of the decades with 70s versus 90s. If we did the 2020s versus something else, man, Sinners could easily be on that best of the 2020s.
Yeah, it's hard. You have to consider it at least. I mean, it is that movie was a force.
Dude, to not only with the story, the performances, like the behind the scenes, kind of like an Odyssey of like how they shot it with him being twins,
yeah,
and they're using different types of technology.
Yeah,
these are movies that are like to go with Odyssey as well. I mean, not on maybe on a little bit lower scale, because Odyssey was like kind of crazy how they used it. Yeah, epic on how they use some of like just like the effects and whatnot. But these movies, I feel like, are going to be studied just to see their techniques and the technology that they use to implement some of the things that they're doing for their story. But Ryan Coogler, it's interesting to see where would be his first miss as his career goes on. Like, I'm interested to see when he finally puts out a movie where it's like, sorry, Coogler, but that wasn't it, brother. I'm sorry.
I mean, he seems to put some time in between his projects. I'm just, I mean,
because everybody's got him.
I mean, Creed, he had 3 years. Black Panther and the sequel, he had 4 years. So I mean, he's usually around 3 to 4 years, it seems like.
Yeah,
in between his projects,
especially if he's writing and directing it too.
Yeah,
he's taking the time to really craft it out. But I mean, I root for all movies, no matter what it is. I want every movie to be fantastic, but it's just kind of funny when you have a good director like that is just knocking out of the park, just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's kind of like Toy Story. It's like, when are you guys going to miss? Like, I hope it never happens,
brother.
But it's like, you can't.
They just focus on they ain't missed
yet. Dude, I was going to do I won my fantasy football league last year, and they were asking me if I wanted to do it again this year, but they were like saying there's 14 teams now instead of 10.
Okay.
And there's $100 buy-in. And so I was like, depending on what the payout is, I mean, it could be walking away with a nice payday. But I was like, bro, I won last year. There's nowhere for me to go besides down. So I don't like my odds. It's the same thing with Coogler, man. It's like, I don't want to bet against him, but it's just going to be a funny day when he puts out a project, and it's just, everybody's got it. All, like, whether it's a Spielberg, a Tarantino, Scorsese,
I think the longer you go
Kubrick,
on in your career, the more likely you are to miss. But I mean, would you say Christopher Nolan has a miss? I mean, I think
I would say
Tenet.
I would say Tenet is probably the closest to a miss, just because I feel like it was so mixed coming out of the movie. Like, obviously, like how he puts it together, people really enjoy, but as a story, I feel like that was a little bit of a miss. I still have to watch it, but I just feel like the reception coming from that movie, because
how is Nolan on your list? You haven't even seen the movie, brother.
Because I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I don't need to see everything.
He knows what he likes.
I've seen enough. But since you started off with Coogler, we both have him, then I'll kick it off with the next one.
All right.
And with is probably a name that you have on the. Actually, I think you said you didn't, but just in case if you do, my third or second person on my Mount Rushmore of working directors today is Mr. Christopher Nolan.
He hasn't been knighted yet. He's not Sir.
I was about to say Sir Christopher Nolan, because I feel like he got knighted, but
okay, I was just saying, get on it if they haven't.
I know, right?
For?
But honestly, like, I was already a Nolan fan. He's put that we just talked about without having a miss. you have Memento, Insomnia, and then he gets the Batman franchise, where he starts with Begins, The Prestige, The Dark Knight, Inception, Dark Knight Rises. And Dark Knight Rises is in the same line of with Coogler with doing Wakanda Forever, because with the passing of Heath Ledger, you're taking over, like his character was obviously, it looked like he was supposed to be in this movie. So for what we get, I still feel like it's a pretty good movie. Yeah, you're missing Heath Ledger's presence because of how well he does Dark Knight, but I feel like with Rises, you're still getting a solid performance with Bane, even though sometimes you can't understand a word he's saying. Dark Knight Rises might be his only like close to a miss, because then you got Interstellar, Dunkirk.
Yeah, you feel that way about The Dark Knight Rises?
I mean, because if we're making a list and like what would you put at the bottom, man, like I mean, it might be that or Dunkirk.
I've never seen
just because like I was expecting something kind of like something that was gonna like catapult that to like be one of my like favorite war films.
I'll have to think about that, brother. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I'm not even. It's been a while, so I say this. Take this with a little bit of grain of salt. I think I might like Dark Knight Rises more than Batman Begins. I haven't seen that movie in a while, so I should go back and rewatch it. I thought it was cool, but it was never, obviously it's not one. And I think I might like, because Bane, to me, I like the character of Bane. He had some great moments.
You think darkness is your friend? It was blinding.
I know, right?
Bro, when he does that scene, like,
he's like, you're a big guy. He said, for you.
Yeah. I wish they could have did some effects to make him look a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But obviously they're going for a more realistic take, and Tom Hardy did get pretty buff for that. But I would maybe agree with that, because I mean, Batman Begins, I feel like Dark Knight is held in such a high regard as like arguably the greatest like comic book movie. But like with Begins and Rises, I feel like those are just both of those movies are just a bit of a step down from The Dark Knight. But also, like I mentioned, with Dunkirk and then Tenet, you might have thought like maybe Christopher Nolan is hitting just like a bit of a rough patch, I just say. He's not getting the acclaim that he was getting with like a Dark Knight and Inception or an Interstellar. But then when he comes back strong with an Oppenheimer and the Odyssey that got released this year, I could not leave him off the list, because The Odyssey was such a fun movie, and to rewatch it and see like how they filmed this movie just behind the scenes and all the practical effects that they use, and now it crossed over $1 billion in his first $1 billion movie that doesn't have Batman attached to it. Man, Marvel. Yeah, it just catapulted like his popularity and his skills. And if I saw something where he talked about potentially doing like a horror movie. And if he ever does like a horror movie, man, I'll be one of the first in line. But he's a director that also has not a crazy like laundry list of like movies like a Spielberg or something. But when you look at his list, it's like it's hard to pick out like what's the worst of these movies.
He's got a lot of hits, man. He is a hit maker, bona fide.
I mean, you could say maybe The Following because it's his first movie, but
yeah, but I don't even know how many people would hold that against them, because I mean, I don't know that a lot of people that hold wasn't Spielberg's first movie The Duel. I believe it was The Duel. Yeah, that came out in 1971, and I don't know that I've never seen this movie, but I've heard good things. To be fair,
it's like it's hard to judge a director off of like their first work, just because it's their first thing. I mean
unless you're fucking Tarantino with Reservoir Dogs,
yeah, or even like Michael B. Jordan did a solid take with Creed 3. I agree. Like there are some directors that knock it out the park their first go around.
I think Coogler did,
but I think it's a better gauge of like their skills to go from the first one to the second one, and how he went from The Following to 2 years later to Memento showed you like, okay, this dude is like for real.
Yeah,
and he's doing like some stuff where it makes you think. It like really fucks with your mind, and like it still makes it like really easy to digest, because you could really get lost in the sauce. I think maybe that's what Tenet maybe bit off a little more than he could chew. But whether it's a Memento and a guy losing his memory, or Inception and going in dreams, Interstellar, like I just watched that, and there's like some horrifying like sequences in that to like if you put yourself in those characters' positions.
Oh, with the waves, that was another.
The waves, or even when he goes in the black hole and it's just all darkness, and he's going as fast as like a roller coaster, and the ship is kind of getting ripped up, and he has to eject. And bro, you're just floating in darkness. I'm like, bro, I would be scared shitless going through some of that. Yeah. But then he ends up, he finds the bookshelf and all that stuff, blah blah blah. But he has, Nolan's, his aura and his ranking would just keep rising with, I feel like, the more chances he takes with like jumping around with different genres and different types of movies.
Yeah. I mean, man, he's, like I said, man, he's a real deal. He drops movies. I mean, he's almost become like, he's like Cameron now.
Dude, that's when, like, when you see a film and like you have the cast list on there, you don't even have to put the cast list. You just put Christopher Nolan. You're like, yeah. It could just be literally the most basic poster, but if it says Christopher Nolan, it's like Christopher Nolan presents Black Box.
Enough people are gonna stop and take a look.
Yeah, it doesn't. It could be a fully just blank poster, just all black. It will say Christopher Nolan and the movie title, and you're gonna be like, whoa. You're gonna start putting the pieces together that don't exist because you're like, he's just built up that reputation of just not missing and having crazy good movies.
Yeah, he really does.
But Christopher Nolan at my number 2 position, man. What you got?
All right, man. My second one is the very talented Zach Cregger.
What are you stealing my list, sir?
Oh, for real? Oh,
yeah. Did you take a look at? You steal my schoolwork?
Barbarian. Really enjoyed it. It was a really fun, creepy, original horror movie. Comes back with weapons. Man, that was a really fun theater experience. Super creepy. I love what he's doing in the horror genre right now. And of course, this year he's going to be dropping Resident Evil. And I'm not sure how many of you have seen the trailer for that. I can't wait. It doesn't feel video game-esque in the way that some of the earlier ones did. This feels much more in the horror. This feels like very much like we're stuck in the horror kind of vibe, right? Would you agree? Does this one seem more of like a straight up kind of horror?
I mean, it does feel very horror, especially when you look out and you see like the zombie like running towards the house. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do feel like there is some video game aspects to it because you're following this one character. He's got the life pack that is like right out of the video game where it's all green and it has like the cross on it.
I'm low on ammo.
But I know, but like you find like how these games go. Like you find your gun, but you can't find any ammo. So you're looking around. You're doing a lot of searching before the madness ensues. So I feel like there is some video game aspect to it with like him looking around the house, trying to find like a weapon, and then seeing like the zombie in the distance. I mean, we'll see how much that actually portrays into the whole story once like the movie's going. But I feel like there's some nice video game aspects to it, but there is a lot of horror too. But like it's when he's running through the hospital, and obviously there's a lot of crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
Dude, the first trailer I thought was good, but the second one that dropped really got me super interested for it. And he's kind of like, he's on my list as well. And he's kind of like, he's not on that Coogler or Nolan level.
No.
But like maybe in the horror realm, he's definitely getting his name out there with, like I said, a Barbarian and a Weapons. And so when I see his name, and he was a producer on Companion, that's another horror movie. Yeah. That I thought was like a really fun movie.
A fun thriller.
I feel like they should have, with the marketing with that, they shouldn't have told you like that she was going to kill her creator, because she was like, the best 2 days of my life is when like me and such met, and then the day I killed him. I was like, you should have left that part out. And then that could have been a nice surprise in the movie. But to see his name and how well he's doing with like the horror genre, man, he's taking it to another level. And when Resident Evil comes out, I'm going to go see that in theaters for sure.
It's going to be dropping in September, so definitely keep an eye out on that.
Dude, and with Weapons too, I remember watching that trailer and just thinking like this, and he writes like, it looks like all of his movies, whether it's Barbarian, Weapons, Resident Evil. When I saw that trailer of Weapons, I was like, this concept is so good. And the trailer was so good. It looked so creepy with the kids running and old boy Wong from Doctor Strange and how he's wilding out and shit. And you're getting the girl from Ozark. She was also Silver Surfer. I'm blanking on her name right now. But I'm like, please, movie, be good. Just be good.
I mean, And I had some issues with that movie, but overall, I was here for that movie, man. That was such a great twist, and I love that there's been discussion about him doing a prequel for the villain
Gladys.
So if there's truth to that, I'm gonna be in the theater for that one too.
Oh yeah, because that won her best supporting actress, and so to see a horror movie get that type of recognition,
one of the most satisfying endings to a character I have experienced since maybe Joffrey. It was so great seeing her.
So brutal, so crazy,
like, girl.
That's what
chicken coming home to roost.
what's that movie called? Bring Her Back. That's what that movie was missing. Like this character that was just doing vile things to, like, whether it was one kid or multiple kids. Because I think you haven't seen it, so I think you should check it out at some point. But you just don't get that satisfaction at the end when, like, you have this character doing crazy stuff, and not to everybody, but also to kids. You're like, this bitch gotta go. And the bitch did not go. Yeah, it's like after you see like what the kid is doing to you, you're just like, oh, you bitch, you gotta go. And I didn't get that satisfaction.
Damn.
But yeah, Zach Cregger though, overall then.
All right.
He's a hitter.
So is this back to you?
No, I mean, because that's 3 for me. I have Cregger, I have Ryan Coogler, and Christopher Nolan.
Okay, so I've got Ryan Coogler. Did you say that? Did you mention your honorable mention as well?
Yeah, my honorable mention was Denis. And then so that's when I had Coogler, and then Nolan, and then Zach Cregger, because you just mentioned him.
Okay, so my next one.
This is your third one?
So I gave you, this is my third one. Man, the Daniels. I love that movie so much. I cannot wait for what they drop next. Everything Everywhere All at Once. We reviewed that. Check it out. It's such a moving movie. It is absolutely on my top 25 of all time. I don't know what's moving, but something had to go. You don't belong here anymore.
I know, like, I'm sorry, but you got to make some room.
But oh man, I know that. So last I had heard is that they're working on a sci-fi movie that's supposed to be dropping here in the next year or so. I don't know if that's the latest on that, but they're working together again. They're writing again together for this project, and I'm very excited to see where they go.
Man, they also did Swiss Army Man, which I heard
got a lot of great. I got a lot of good reviews.
Dude, that's such a bizarre like movie, but like I heard like nothing but good things about it.
The trailer is so fucking weird too. You're just like, what?
Because it did Daniel Radcliffe like a dead body or something like that.
This guy's marooned on an island.
Yeah. So obviously there's like a theme that's going on with a lot of these directors, is that they're also writers as well. And there's no different with these guys. But just to think they've done like with Swiss Army Man and Everything Everywhere, man. Their mind just works in a different way,
and I love that they're having the success that they are. It's very, it's nice to see this kind of risk taking in movies be successful, both with audiences as well, the box office as well as with critics.
Yeah,
and for them to be as commercially, to have all the accolades that they left with too, the Oscars was very validating, I'm sure.
Yeah, and like
reading this, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
read the script and it was so good.
When you get to like even like hot dog fingers, which still creeps me out, man. It creeps me out so much.
The fucking pile driver.
Yeah. Or when they just turn into rocks too. Like that movie is it's like so far out there, but everything works and it's so well rounded.
It literally should not work,
but it does.
But it does. I don't know how.
It's the best multiverse movie out there.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, whatever, like, it just says untitled sci-fi movie in 2027. Whatever that could be, I'm definitely here for it, especially since they're writing and directing it.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm with that.
All right, well, that's my third.
Well, this is my final selection, man. We are going with a guy. This is the one where I was talking to you off mic about, and saying, like, he doesn't have, like, he only's got 4 movies. And I think he once again, obviously he's directing all four, but he wrote three of the four. Mm-hmm. Going with Daniel Trachtenberg. He is the director of Prey. He did Predator, Killer of Killers, which was an animated film. And then he also did Predator Badlands. And he also did 10 Cloverfield Lane that came out in 2016 that also was highly regarded by fans and by critics alike. But to see what he's done in the Predator franchise and how he's pretty much resurrected it to go from Prey, then Predator, Killer of Killers, so he can also do an animated film, which is not just like, one-to-one. It's not like saying like if you can direct a regular movie, then you can direct an animated film. There are certain like talents that go into that. So to see that he has that is definitely a good thing to see. But then to come back with Predator Badlands in 2025, bro, that was one of my favorite movies that when they came out that year. I think you still haven't seen that though, have you?
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, man. Bro,
I know
it's badass, man.
I know you've been high on that for a minute, so I definitely gotta. I know that's on my list.
Well, this is. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I didn't even know. So he directed the pilot episodes of The Boys.
Yeah.
And he also directed episodes for Black Mirror. So I had no idea that he was involved in The Boys in the early seasons. In the first season, I mean, did you know that? I had no idea.
I kind of remember that like after I read about it.
When you're big on that's like one of your favorite shows.
And then when I went back and I was kind of doing a rewatch, like they have like some other directors that direct like their episodes. Like when you get to the end and you just see like directed by, you're like, oh shit,
yeah,
I didn't know they were involved in this thing. But yeah, to see how well he can he can just like stretch it from different types of movies or TV shows, and to see that he has like those talents that he could do both. And to like, especially with like how they came with Romulus and Alien Earth, and to have Prey, Predator, Killer of Killers, and Badlands.
Both these franchises seem to be in a good place.
Exactly. And so I'm interested to see kind of what he does once he steps out. I mean, he did 10 Cloverfield Lane, but that was all the way in 2016, so that's almost 10 years ago. Yeah. I'd like to see what he does outside of like the Predator world a little bit more. Obviously did The Boys and Black Mirror TV shows, but like actual like a movie, a feature, I'm interested to see what he does outside of the Predator world. But anything Predator related, shit, I'm here for him. So
yeah,
that is number 4 on my list, man.
All right.
What about you, sir? Who was your last one?
Man, my last one is one of my favorite directors of all time, and that is David Fincher. He's given us classics, bro, from Seven. I actually like Alien 3. I don't think it's not even in the same universe to me as Alien and Aliens, but I actually thought that there were some really strong points in that movie. Mm-hmm. Having said that, gave us The Game, Fight Club, Zodiac, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Social Network, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, phenomenal movie. This is such a great a neo-noir. If you haven't seen it, see it. It's so good. I'm pissed that they didn't give us they only gave us the first of the trilogy.
Are all those movies connected?
Yeah.
Really?
They all revolve around, well, as far as I know, they all revolve around the main character.
Oh, so it's the same person?
Elizabeth, I think is the character, if I remember.
Because I think they did a casting change. I don't think this is the same actress that plays it. Like,
because they had the original versions that were filmed in Europe, and then Fincher directed the only one in that whole series here in the U.S.
Okay,
but he did that, bro. He gave us Gone Girl. I wasn't really big on The Killer, but I got to tell you, I'm very excited for what he's dropping this year, which is The Adventures of Cliff Booth. That's the sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. When Brad Pitt is reprising his role. When Brad Pitt and Fincher link up, they make magic happen for me. And so I cannot wait. He is my 4th director on my list.
Yeah, dude. After watching that trailer for that movie, Adventures of Cliff Booth, that looks really fun. I mean, it kind of sucks that it's going straight to Netflix, it seems like.
Yeah.
I like to see it get a little theater run. But yeah, he's got a great filmography with like Gone Girl, Social Network, Panic Room, Fight Club. He said like The Game, 7. Like, he didn't really start off with a bang, I suppose, with Alien 3. I don't think Alien 3 is highly regarded in the franchise, as we were kind of mentioning earlier on the list. But dude, coming back I said, don't judge them on like the first one. See how well they come back on like their second movie. And to come back with 7, and then The Game. Bro, The Game is a fucking let me make sure. Yeah, The Game is a banger. Michael Douglas, bro. Oh man.
That's such a creepy the way that movie sets off, because like there's that clown that has the camera.
Mhm.
I remember the trailer, I was like, yo, this shit looks creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Because I remember when this movie dropped, but yeah.
Fight Club, bro, like we can go up and down like his filmography, but to see like, The Killer,
it was
it's okay, huh?
It was all right.
But I hope Adventures of Cliff Booth is a banger, because not only for just like for to pad his filmography and his resume, but you know,
Tarantino wrote the screenplay.
Oh, Tarantino wrote it?
Yep.
Ooh, I mean, I think last time, maybe not the last time, but one time I can mention is obviously True Romance with Tarantino writing and somebody else directing.
Yeah, was it Tony Scott?
I want to say you're right with that. Yeah. And I love that movie. So like to get Fincher's directing and Tarantino's writing, I don't know what can go wrong, but
yeah, man.
Hopefully they put it in the theater. If they do, I'll definitely go check it out.
Hell yeah. But yeah, that's so those are our top 4 plus honorable mention directors that we are really high on right now.
Mm-hmm.
That wraps up this week's episode.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.